Hey, you guys, this is Sky Juice coming to you live and direct from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I have been wanting to do a video on Puerto Rico for a long time, and I think I have probably alluded in a couple of them about living in Puerto Rico, but I haven't gone all the way in. The reason why I want to do this whole new channel talking about living in Puerto Rico is I've been inspired by Coco Kisses 787 years ago when she did a video on moving advice to Puerto Rico. And just the fact that people contact me on a regular basis saying, I dream of living in Puerto Rico. I'm coming there. My family's Puerto Rican. I love, what you're doing. I want to live there. I love nature. I love the weather. Just all these wonderful things about Puerto Rico. So I want to give you guys some ideas about life here. I think it's a lot, so I'm not going to actually do that in one video. I'll just separate it into several different topics. But basically, I've been here for 7 years now with my family. I came to Puerto Rico because I wanted to move back to the Caribbean from Baltimore, and I was looking at moving back to the Virgin Islands, but the Virgin Islands is so expensive. And on one trip down here, I wasn't even coming to Puerto Rico. I was actually going to my girlfriend's wedding in St. Thomas and stopped in Puerto Rico. We missed our flight. Well, not our fault, but the airline's fault. And we were stuck in Puerto Rico for one night. And we hung out. We went into Old San Juan and everything. And I was just like, I know Puerto Rico. I used to come to Puerto Rico when I was younger. I grew up in the Virgin Islands. Everyone comes to Puerto Rico. And I'm just looking around and I've always liked this place. And I was like, oh, I need to investigate living here. Like, I need to see it from not just a visitor point of view. So we came back twice before we moved. We visited here in '07 and we came back twice in '08 and we moved in '09. I think I visited in '09 once and then I moved after the school year was over. I love it here. I hope to be here for as long as I possibly can. I'm not committed to being anywhere for any length of time, so life might take me other places, and I welcome that. But for the moment, for now, I love Puerto Rico. It has everything I need, more than probably any place I've checked out. I did want to move back to the Virgin Islands, but like I said, the Virgin Islands St. Thomas is more expensive than New York City, yes. And Puerto Rico, even though food is expensive, it's cheaper than the Virgin Islands, and housing is really cheap. So that was something that was attractive to me because I just don't value certain things that other people do. Like, I don't mind paying cheap housing and prices. I mean, and the other thing is you do get good things. And the way people like rent houses here, they rent them like a commercial property. They just give you a shell and you could do whatever the heck you want in it because they ain't doing anything. You got to bring your own stove and fridge and you can fix the whole place how you want it. So I like that. Buying property is like you can get high-end stuff if you want to. There's lots of condos, there's lots of beachfront properties, but there's also areas that have like really nice little houses that you can get for close to nothing, and you can fix them up. And I knew a family that just bought a house not too far from here, and they renovated it super nice, and they're renting it out as an Airbnb. And so, what people come here for, especially what you call, well, I call them transplants. I'm a transplant. But I've heard the term expats, which I just think is kind of disrespectful. But the expats community are folks who are from America mostly, and they come and live in Puerto Rico. But Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., so calling yourself an expat from the U.S. don't make sense to me. But anyway, there is a huge community of expats, transplants here. There are people from all over the world who live here. I guess the first thing that was super shocking to me when I first came here is that it was for real Spanish. Like, I understood nothing. I minored in Spanish in college, and I felt like I have a ton of Spanish girlfriends, Spanish speaking girlfriends from back home in the Virgin Islands, and I would go to their house, and their mom is cooking arroz con habichuela, and the whole grrr was all in the midst. I just felt I was a part of that really well until I got here, and I was like, oh my God, they're really speaking Spanish all the time, and I wasn't prepared for that. It just was like I thought Puerto Ricans were more New Yorkers. I thought they knew Spanish and spoke English, but no, it was for real Spanish. So there is this sense of I'm in a foreign country that happens when you're here, and I'm ashamed to say that my Spanish is a little better, but it is not fluent for as long as I've been here. And that's because everyone speaks English to me, and most of the people I deal with are English speakers, and I think that's so whack. It is my goal. In fact, I've already made a commitment to just go taking Spanish classes, because for me to be here at least 7 years, I thought I would get Spanish in 3 years, but that has been long gone. So it's going to be my goal to become fluent in the next year or two. I promise you. Um, what else there's so many things I like and don't like about this place. I figured in terms of the cons, you can compare them to anywhere you would live. And the pros outweigh the cons here, because this place is so beautiful, so gorgeous, so magnificent. Just the physical aspect of living on this island. The people are so beautiful, so gorgeous, so kind, so generous. That in itself outweighs the stupid stuff that the government does and things that don't work the way it should for me. I just really appreciate peaceful, kind people. I don't necessarily know if they're genuine. Sometimes I feel like they're just being nice because they were brought up that way, which I think is a good thing. Um, but because, comparing to the States, folks will, they'll watch you fall, you know what I mean? And they'll be like, they look at you and keep it moving. But here, like, there is a sense of community in the aspect of caring for people that I really appreciate. People do struggle here. Like, they struggle so hard. It's pretty sad to me. And I definitely realize that between the elite class and the government, they are maintaining the lives of people staying down. That is my perception of looking at how Puerto Rico rolls. They just are creating a society that is not sustainable and not grow. It's not a growing community in terms of growing people out of poverty, growing people into educated communities, building organizations, etc., like that. Um, the middle class, as you elevate, get your education and go, they're out of here. They roll out, they go right to the States. If they're not in universities in the States, they're going to be moving to schools or to businesses and jobs out of Puerto Rico as the time goes on. Since I've been here, the population has diminished by about 400,000 people. And I've been here 7 years. When I first came here, it was almost 4 million. Now it's about 3,500,000, something like that. Not exact numbers. Um, Definitely subscribe to my new YouTube channel. This is going to be all about Puerto Rico. My goal is to talk about things in Puerto Rico, to drive around Puerto Rico, the different things that we do, and do videos to show you how awesome it is. Um, and definitely to, be the resource for folks who want to come here to live. I mean, I'm going to show stuff about tourism, but the cool thing about Puerto Rico is there's an internal tourism that I never experienced when I was in the Virgin Islands, because our island was too small. So people didn't take vacations on the island. We didn't go up the road and stay at a hotel on the island. We didn't do that because our island was only 25 miles long. But in Puerto Rico, people actually go on tours and stay in little haciendas and little paradors, on the island. So they have like a local tourism too. So I think that's really beautiful. And my goal is to showcase that on this channel. And so I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, message me and I will address them. Talk to you later, y'all. Peace.